Welcome to the end of the world. Don't panic. You have plenty of guides and support helping you out. I'm one of them. My name's Jasmine, your millennial fairy, to help guide you in these crazy times we're in. I truly hope you're surviving the apocalypse out there and here, or wherever in hell we are. So if you're waking up, if your third eye is activated, let's go, okay? There's a lot to talk about. The mental, all is mind. All is mind. What does that mean? A lot of things, or not many things. It could be very literal and senseless. It just means what it means. It just is what it is. But we're coming back. We're coming back to ourselves. We're coming back to the original people that we are. Without the bells and whistles, without the facade, without the need to be validated by social constructs. We're coming back to the individual, the instinctual nature of human. We're remembering a time before we created and worked so hard on this illusion, before we constructed this matrix, we had a way that we interacted with each other. The dating world, the concepts of being in love and what that looks like, and it's just been crazy, okay? It's been crazy. And if you're still alive, okay? If you're still here, give yourself a pat on the back. I got to live through the 90s. I remember the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s. Now these 2020s have been crazy. And we need a lot of assistance. We need a lot of help at this time, not just financially or literally or physically, but for me, I'm here to help you spiritually. I'm here to help you maneuver these massive energies around you that are conflicting with your belief systems and your measurements of how you calculate your reality, how you understand time and space. The time of the philosophers here, getting out of depression, getting out of anxiety and hopelessness. We have survived so much. We have survived eons. Like, tell me you haven't like been feeling this. So you're showing up here as this, you're starting and finishing as an emotional being. So we're going to talk about how you're feeling right now and the actions that you need to take when these downloads, when these inspirations come through, when you get the awareness or the cognizant function to move, to be intuitive, to be instinctual. You're learning how to listen more, how to be more receptive to the frequencies coming in, not just the ones they tell you to look at and tell you to listen to, but you're rebelling, you're choosing romance, you're choosing yourself and how you feel. And that's about where you need to be at this time. It's not always about everyone else and their needs. This is about your needs, what you need right now. And it seems like whoever I'm talking to, you're really evaluating how you feel about what's going on, and your intuition, let me straight, I don't really like that. That was kind of annoying me. Okay. You show up, you're present, you're coming into life. It doesn't matter your age, but this is your maturity that I'm going to describe. And it's okay if you're older and your maturity is at this level. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how old you are. So you're showing up as basically a senior in high school, somewhere between senior in high school to first or second year of college. Your mindset, that's where you are mentally. And your understanding of yourself, your emotions, how you feel about everything. And as you progress, this is all metaphoric, as you progress into the later college years, you're looking forward because you're now elevated. You're not a child anymore. You're not naive and stupid and easily taken advantage of as you were before. While you're still young emotionally and maturely, this is your maturity. You still have a youthfulness to you. You still have a young spirit. You still want to go out there and get what you want. Say how you feel. There's a lot going on in the evolution of, I'm sorry, I felt a little insecure there. I was like looking to the right, and I know people think that I'm like looking at something, but I'm just in my imagination. Okay, so it helps me. Your emotional self is maturing here. And you're looking around at all that has been done, all that's been laid, what you have acquired for yourself. You're now this person that has this work ethic. You're looking at everyone else's work ethic. You're looking at the constructs and everything around you and what you believe. You're assessing, you're challenging what you know as well. You're deciding what makes sense for you. You've looked into your family, your upbringing, what feels secure to you emotionally. This is a lot about how you feel. There's been this intuitive call. You have activated a sense of where you might want to go that hasn't been where you've been. This choice is upon you. This card right here, these two cards are massively powerful. These are the first two major cards that came out for you, and they're basically one after the other. It's telling me while your intuition has been awakened and you have expanded this, your emotions are in alignment with what your intuitive I am spirit, the part of you that woke up in this reality and said, I'm different than everyone else. I'm not him, I'm not her, this or that, I'm me, and I want to make choices and decisions on my own. So somewhere in your upbringing, there was a person, probably many people, probably family, teachers and elders in your environment that put you in a box and said, calm down, little Joseph, I don't know, Josephine, who the fuck's name is Josephine? If you're Josephine, what's up? But come on, little Josephine, do this with us. Go be a supporter of this. This is what our family does. This is who we are. This is how we function. This is what we do. And you have, in your time alone, in your independence, and your self-expression, discovered you want to make a different choice. Based off of your assessment of how you feel of wherever you've been, the work that you see laid in front of you, and the work you see that you want to do in the future, you're now like, hold on. Something's changing in me. Just like puberty, just like high school, you just get this like developed independence that makes you want to rebel. It just makes you want to do your own thing. And this next card is also massive. And it's in the position of why you're doing this. Why are you changing? Why are you evolving? What's the point? What's the point of becoming something else or changing your mind about what you felt before? Well, you're being called. You're being called by yourself. This is you. This star card is saying you feel your future self telling you, I don't know if I agree with the current path we're on. Can I inspire you to do something different? Can I inspire you to change a little bit? I know change is hard. I know it's complicated. I know there's a lot of intricacy and adaptation that's going to be required of you. But we can do this. We can do this. You're not, someone just stopped and it just, so I'm looking out the window. I apologize. Someone just like stopped. A little bit of a restart. Cheers. You have established a connection with you, with future you, the you that's like glowing, the you that's happy, aligned, enlightened, soul, like your soul feels so happy in the future. But the problem is you got to get on the timeline that gets you there, because there's infinite timelines. You can go left, right, center, forward, right? You can go any way. You have the option. It's a circle. Go anywhere you want in the circle. But the problem is you have not been aligned with your highest path, and now you are seeing it. Now you're aware of it. Your intuition is nudging you. It's pulling you. It's guiding you. It's telling you that there's more to discover if you want to get on this path. Because, my friend, the next card is also very massive and powerful. And this is in the position of how to stop sabotaging yourself, how to stop fooling your lower self or your shadow into believing that it's not good enough, or not beautiful enough, or not young enough, or not skinny enough, or not whatever enough, that you're not enough, okay? We all came here just enough. We are just enough. There's no need to do so much extra more. Like, you're good. It does not have to be a competition of who's best. And you are defining what is beauty, what is passion, what is love, what do I love, who do I love, what do I want to be surrounded by, how do I want my solar system to function, do I understand my solar system, is there a whole constellation, star activity stuff going on just for me? Is there a reason I have a unique fingerprint? Why do I have a fingerprint? Why am I different from everyone else? Why don't I look like someone else? Unless you're a twin, but you know what I mean. Like, why am I here? How do I express this? There's a version of you really want to express. You really want to bring forward into reality. This little unknown card, I don't really have a label as to why I put this specific card here, because it's always a surprise. And this card is all about depression, anxiety, sleepless nights, worrying, stressed, all the things we want to let go, run away from, activating our fight or flight, our PTSDs and traumas, everything that really makes us want to hide away and just rest and be out of the chaos. It is in reverse though, so it's like a huge, like, this is a very positive reading. This reading has so much optimism, it's insanity, There's nothing, actually, let me not get ahead of myself, because the next card is quote unquote the only negative card. No negative cards. But here you are. I need you, baby. If it's quite alright, I need you, baby. Warm them lonely nights. So there's a part of you, and this was in reverse. There's a part of you that wants to fulfill things that previously you believed to be not where you should go because of what you were told. So like, there's things in your reality right now, today, if you slow down enough and look for it, you'll see, I hate that thing sitting over there. I actually hate that. Like, I don't even like it. Or you'll have a person in your life where you're like, I don't even know why I deal with this person, or a boss or a teacher, or something about your in reality it's very much so something you don't want to be there. You don't want to wake up every day and deal with it. You don't want to wake up every day and interact with it or to experience it. You just want to sever yourself from that energy. And since you can't quite pinpoint what that is exactly, but your navigation system's activated, at least you're still navigating, you're trying to go towards that peace, that inner peace of like, okay, I'm content. I like this. I like my environment. I like where I'm at. I like my, I like what's going on here. You're assessing how to get there. So that's why, in a way here with this next card being the outcome, now I know why this reading's so positive. So this outcome of, there's a little bit of conniving, deceptive energy here. So this could be manipulation. But what I'm seeing is you're wanting to manipulate the situation because you recognized your power to do so. Meaning, when you really look at reality and you really start to assess your capabilities and what you can manifest and how far you can go with it, you have to be a little bit conniving. You have to be a little bit pushy. You have to be a little bit controlling. You have to be a little bit dominant. You have to come into the scene like, yo, I'm here. What you gonna do? You gonna stop me? Watch me. Like, this is a very cocky, confident, arrogant energy. And you have to, quote unquote, do something underhanded to your perception at the time. It doesn't mean it's actually underhanded, but you believe it to be. You believe it to be cruel or wrong or it's in your values, it's in your principles. We really need to know our values and our principles, because at times when we adopt some values and principles, we adopt them based on other people's beliefs. So we're just living this massive illusion of life, lie, and with so much isolation and separation energetically, we're learning about ourselves, that what we want and what we don't want in our lives, because we're spending so much time alone and so much time with people we are forced to spend time with. So you're deciding like, I might have to do something shady here. I might have to cut someone off or cut people out of my life or do something a little bit witty and conniving. It's a little bit scary to purposely activate that energy, because when you subconsciously or instinctually activate that energy, it can be if it's intentionally like going to harm someone, it's certainly like scary to have to put on that mask, or when it's happening to you is what I meant to say. Like when it's happening subconscious, like you see how there's the black and white version of her with this mean face, and then there's the version of her with the whatever, I guess that's the beautiful face, and then the foxes, and then you see the mirror. The reflection in the water is like underneath the surface, what you're actually doing is a little shady, but you're doing this for self-preservation. Just like a fox, for example, it's out in the wild. It might be doing something shady, hiding in the bushes, ready to pounce on a bunny. And you know, if you witness that, you might be like, look, you know, you might not like that, but the fox needed to eat. And that's where you are with this. You're looking on how to survive a situation. And when your PTSD, when your survival codes are activated, you're gonna do things you didn't even know you would do. And it's because you're doing them subconsciously, but you're activating your conscious mind. There's a big, huge difference. In this process, you see how emotionally fulfilled this person is. This person's happy, they got a drink, they're drinking on some wine, they're painting, she's good. She's content. She's not worried about nobody else. Her cup is full. She has love in her life. And that being in this position here is like, you're going to, at all cost, get yourself to this position. Whatever bubble baths or massages or whatever it is that can like get you in this luxurious energy, you're prioritizing that over the hard work that has been done to keep your perception and your mind and your emotions in a limited state of existence, so you can elevate yourself and open codes in your mind to make better choices, to bring in this fulfilling life where you radiate that you are here. You radiate the spirit of, I am present and you're going to see me. Not because I want to be seen and I need attention, but because, how do I want to say that? Because as unique of a fingerprint as you are, we're never going to know you until you show us you. We're never going to know what makes you special or what makes you different or unique until you show us what that means. We're going to treat you like a non-playable character. We're going to we're going to like look over you. And I feel like you feel looked over. You feel like this NPC. You feel like this person in life where you're like, I know I don't want to go back there. I don't really like this, but I don't know what to do. Like, that's kind of the vibe. And I said but really what I want to say now is I want to pull some drama out, because some drama. This deck is about drama, like what's going on around you. So what I want to do is, that was a very general. I want to find your hardest challenge and obstacle at this moment, so we can get you to the next step. Just one step. We're just worried about one step today. We're not worried about 10 years. We're not worried about 20 years in the future. One step forward, okay? What's the obstacle? What's the challenge? Marrying for money. All right, so you're in a contract with someone, either literally or physically. So you're either married to someone, or you are married to a job. You're somehow bound. We live in hell, okay? The devil rules hell. This is the devil's world. We just live in it. We have to choose to be holy and separate. We have to constantly fight with the devil and his demands. Not that it's always bad it's not like we're always in the state of fighting, but we have to be on guard and aware and assertive and have strong boundaries between us and the dealings with the devil, or what in general this dimension tries to bind us to. It's constantly trying to get your soul to be contracted to something else, to be contracted to someone or something else, so you give your power away. That is the intention of the hell dimension, is to constantly pull you lower and lower and lower, and you're climbing higher and higher and higher when you can avoid these disastrous situations. So here, with this contract being your biggest obstacle, what contract in your life right now? It could be 10 contracts. So it really depends on how deep you are. I see with all this major energy, it's like you have a lot of guides and assistants at this time. You have a lot of accumulated karmic points, grace, assistance. You've made choices and decisions that at this time, the portal open and available to you is offering you this change, there's something about a window of opportunity to get out of this contract. This is what was under. So moving on, thank you, next. So your biggest challenge is getting out of this contract, getting out of this situation. How do you move out of this situation? How do they move out of this situation? Must be love on the brain. Dreaming, fantasizing, daydreaming, and nostalgic. This can be interpreted a few different ways. So this card always reminds me of like someone looking for a savior, looking for someone to save you from a situation. Marrying for money and love on the brain. What daydream, what fantasy, what pastime of yours has you believing that you should, okay, how do I say this? Interesting. Must be love on the brain. Okay. You have created a version of yourself. And in this fantasy, in this illusion, it's an illusion within an illusion within an illusion. You have created yourself to be a particular character. And in order to get out of the contract, you have to look at your character differently. So you almost have to create a new character, or develop a belief. Because if you're trying to get to your higher self, there's something about the current version of yourself that has to be, the belief system has to be dug up, faced, and released. What's on your love on the brain? You're seeking true love. True emotional fulfillment. You want something that when you wake up in the morning, you're not thinking about the past, you're not thinking about the future, you're very happy with the present moment. What contracts are in your life that has you so heavily invested in this version of yourself? And I'm saying this you know, wanting to move across country, like to get out of it, like a run, right? This is why you got to be aware of your instincts. You have to pay attention to your fight or flight, fight, flight, fright, whatever they are. So there's people that are texting you. There's people in your life that you talk to on the phone. You guys share knowledge and data and information. They definitely watch your social media. They probably comment on your social media. And yeah, there's a lot of work here in the realm of really finding the snake in your reality. Move slow enough that you can hear. Like we need to develop better listening skills. We're listening to the silence though. That's what you need to listen to. I know people hate sitting in silence and they're like, I can't meditate because it's too quiet. And truly, you hear a lot actually. There's a lot to listen to. It's just we turn all that off. We don't like to hear it. We want to hear something else. So we cover it up with music or people or whatever, social media. We consume instead of create. Here I'm seeing a strong need to create and not consume, so you can find out why you're dreaming about something else. You want to bring in something else. Must be love on the brain. It's got me feeling this way. No matter what I do, I'm no good without you, and I can't get enough. Must be love on the Torch. Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. So I'm seeing like the Olympics, you know, that concept of being the best, being in alignment to want to receive a medal or to be the best at something. And when we reflect that inwardly, like the whole concept of a Olympics, and we're the God of this world. So when you reflect internally, you're the God of the world. It's your world. How does that relate to how you need to achieve something, how you need to go about something? Which is your journey, your spiritual journey, the journey you're walking on. How do you obtain the gold medal? It's by the amount of hard work and dedication and skill and what you're gifted with and your uniqueness, everything that is required in the process of being a regular person to becoming an Olympic gold medalist. I think that's what it's called. And in some way, shape, or form, we're forgetting about the guts of the matter. All the challenges. What's that word? Like, I don't know that word. Yeah, so you see how the knot is like, you know when you have to untie something, you're like, this is so stupid, I just want to cut it off. I just want to get a new knot. I just want to get a new piece of rope. Fuck this knot. You know, you're just like, I'm done. I don't want to untie this anymore. I don't want to learn how to tie a knot. Like, you know, there's ways to tie a knot. I don't want to learn how to tie a knot. Can you just tie a knot for me? Like, that's you handing over your power. That's you giving away. That's you not finding out how powerful you are because you're just giving up, you know? And here we don't want to give up. We ain't giving up. You hear me? We're not giving up. Problems to be resolved. Look at this ink pot that's spilled over. It's like, yeah, this sucks. This absolutely sucks, right? I don't like this. I don't like this situation. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. February. I am a very stubborn person. I am so fixed. I astrologically am a fixed sign. Okay, I'm grateful that I have Capricorn because I can like figure some of that out. But in general, being fixed and being stubborn is just challenging within itself. We don't need no one else. That's enough challenge. Life. It's already, if you're a stubborn person, it is not a bad thing. It's okay. Be stubborn. Follow that. What is it telling you? What is it trying to teach you about your independence, about your leadership qualities, and about your uniqueness? Because you clearly don't want that, so you're pushing against it. You're stubborn to it. You can look at this month as literal. This may mean something to you literally, but February in itself makes me think of the idea of just kind of going into the winter and the cold and with yourself. That's a cycle. The time of that cycle is regenerative. It's restorative. It's about to be spring. It's so cold, dry, like there's no humidity. You're just like, ugh, right? But getting through that cold here, the process of dealing with all of this coming at you, all of this stress, trying to navigate your intuition and make choices that say, I'm here, you ain't gonna forget me, okay? I'm not just gonna roll over and take all this. While I made some decisions and got some contracts here, I'm innovative enough to find another solution to get out of this situation. Sure, I said yes 10 minutes ago or 10 years ago or whatever, but at this time, in order to survive, in order to move forward, in order to have change, in order to see growth, in order to meet my higher self, to become and integrate my higher self, I must do this thing. I must win in the competition of self. You're not competing with any of these fools out here. You're just competing with you, just you. You're the only present person here. It's literally just you. Constantly. Give everyone the boot. I am going to encourage selfishness. I'm not going to encourage narcissistic arrogance. Ooh, the fox came out though. What the fox say? What's that song? What does the fox say? What is that song about? Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I was saying. You got to be, what does shrewd mean? I got to look this up. Oh, guys, I didn't get through English. I didn't get through much of school because I was too busy rebelling. Shrewdness, S-H-R-E-U. Shrewd. Okay. Having or showing sharp powers of judgment, astute, especially of weather, piercingly cold. Interesting. Okay. Which really relates to that February feeling I was having. This, like I said, the energy you need to embody is going to come off as cold. It's going to come off as harsh. It's going to be blunt. It's going to be enduring. People aren't going to like it. They're going to call you back. I literally see you telling coworkers or people at work or something like that, no, and they're just on your tail about this. You gotta be strong in this belief. I can't remember what else I was gonna look at. There's something else. Oh, what does the fox say? Like such a dumb song, right? But maybe not. What does the fox say? What's the meaning of this? A genuine wonder of what the fox says because we didn't know. Geeking noise. What? Cunning, playfulness, and resilience. Okay. So what does the fox say? I think the answer for you is it doesn't matter what people perceive what you're about to do. Like, it doesn't matter how you say it. It's really about just saying it, because it's going to come off a way that people may not interpret or understand, or the language barrier. There's something about what you have understood intuitively about yourself and your future that does not harmoniously align with those around you to the point where they're going to support you. And that's okay, but it's very challenging to navigate and to get through and to find emotional peace and balance in the process. Fox. So look up, obviously, the fox. That was another resourceful card that just kind of popped out there. It was the Gatherer. I think it's called the Gatherer. But it's about being resourceful. There's something about using what you have that you may be overlooking to maneuver out of the situation. I'm seeing now, remember Fox and the Hound? And in the Fox and the Hound, I'm saying the fox is trapped and the dog comes and helps the fox, or that moment where the fox has to go be a little bit more wild because the dog has to be domesticated. So you almost need to activate your wild a little bit here, because there's a lot of options. There's a lot of paths you can take to get to the same destination. We're all going to die someday, right? We're all going to death. That is inevitable. But what matters is from here to there. What happens in between death? What happens, life and death? What happens? Well, the ghost dance. Hello. I love this card. This card's like, look how smoky it is. It's just like fun, because you can't quite see what's happening. There's ancestors in the spirit world. There's entities, beings that are interdimensional in general, acting in your power here, because you've given your power away. Remember, if you're in your lower self, you've given your power away somehow. You've lost that I am. You gave it away in childhood. Someone told you to do it and you fell for it, and here you are in this trap. In order to get out of the trap, you might have to bite off your own foot to get out of it. Like, that's the kind of crazy almost that is being asked of you. Please, like, take what I'm saying is dramatic and it's not literal. It's metaphoric. But I see that you have unseen assistance. You haven't quite seen you in your higher self form yet. You're looking for your higher self. You're trying to make the right decisions, but we've got to get out of this frame of mind here where you're not feeling good enough or worthy or judged by others, or like you are of your value, your service to others is almost like tricking your brain into believing that your intuitive guidance and senses are going to lead to bad. Because when you were little, your intuition had you want to jump off trees and buildings and drive fast cars and whatever you wanted to do when you were little, that your parents were like, no, don't do that. Don't do that thing. You're gonna get hurt. I gotta tell a story. I remember one time I was in the ocean and I was with a group of people I never met, and it was so much fun. And it was a retreat, and they just so happened to be like, hey, we're gonna be doing this, we're gonna drink this stuff. And I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be so much fun. And then we drank the stuff. And the spiritual experience I had afterward was like, it took me back to my 5-year-old self, and I got to be 5 years old for like a few hours. And when I played in the ocean, the waves before that moment, I was too scared to swim in the ocean where my feet went off of the sand, where there could be something underneath me and the ocean floor. I was too scared. I was like, nah, friends, I don't really go past the waist, okay? Ever since that day, that moment when I got to experience the ocean and its communication with me and be in my childlike form again, the ocean told me straight up, it said, come play with me. Come play. And I was like, whoa, 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 play? What? I'm gonna die out there. She's like, no, it's fun. So I would go in the waves and the waves would crash and it would push me back. And I'd be like, oh, I'm scared. And the waves would be like, don't be scared. Go with the flow. Flow with me here. Go with me. Like into me. Come to me, my child. And I was like, okay, fine. And I kept listening to the waves and just going with the flow of it. And the more I did it, the waves stopped pushing me. They stopped the resistance, everything. It was just like getting better and better. And I just was like, oh my God, can I float? And it was like, yeah, you can float. I was like, really though, I can float? Like, you're not gonna let me drown and take me away into the ocean? It was like, just let go, just release. And I must have got in that water, and the way that I started floating and just safety, like I was fine. I was absolutely okay. But this stranger that was in the group that also drank the tonic, they had never drank tonics like that before, and they're having their own experience, and they're like worried about me. They're like, stop, come back. They're like telling the person, like, get her, she's in trouble, she needs help. And I'm just looking at this person like, worry about your shit over there. I'm fine. I don't need your help. I'm in contact with the ocean right now. Like, the ocean is talking to me. I don't need you to do this, to tell me anything. And in that moment, I really trusted myself and my connection to the earth and to the ocean and to nature. And I just radically accepted and let go of the beliefs and the concepts that I had previously. And this liberating experience, I ended up dancing the night away. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. And I was able to let go of fear and overcome myself, my own fears that I was told when I was little. I can guarantee you, someone when I was little told me I was scared of sharks my whole life. I was scared of the ocean. I was like scared of everything. And in that moment, I'm like, I've never been scared since of the ocean. Now, have I had little bits of that try to come back? Absolutely. But it's really about that ability to get through the waves and get through the motions of what's happening to you. It may be scary, it may be hard to get through it, but you are being encouraged to not listen to the naysayers. And this girl, I love her. Like, she's a wonderful being. I love and am inspired by her. I think I love the way that she lives her life and her vibe in general. Like, she was the cool person. It was just her coming into my reality and kind of trying to tell me that I wasn't safe or okay, where I was like, I just met you, you don't know my life, go that way. You know, like that kind of vibe is what I'm saying. It's not about saying they're bad and you're good or creating any sort of duality or polarization. It's really just about being neutral, being centered, being balanced, and allowing the energy to move you forward one step at a time. One step in front of the other is going to get you to where you're trying to go. So believe in yourself. Okay? Trust your future self. Trust your higher self, guiding you and inspiring you to make decisions that may seem scary at the time. Don't do anything you shouldn't do. Please don't take anything I say as literal. I am way too abstract for that. But really it's about you listening to your intuition, is what I'm saying. Listen to your intuition. Dance. The ghost dance. The ghost dance. Out of that whole deck, this is my favorite oracle deck. Out of the whole deck, you got the ghost dance. So it's like, this is so much trust. This is so much surrender, so much faith, so much of the unknown here. It's dark. But through that portal, it's just vibrant. It's exactly what you're looking for. It's what your cup is going to be so full when you figure that out and overcome those demons and obstacles. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.